All right, we're recording.
All right. Um, let's hit agenda
Oh,
item number. I'm sorry. Thought I heard you say something, Vic.
Roll call.
So let's start agenda item number one with a call to order. Let's come to order. Took care of that. And now roll call.
Ray Regalado.
Here.
Chris Valle. And I don't
He
think
is
she's.
absent. Excused.
Oh, he's excused? Okay.
Yeah.
Melanie Lebrecht
Here.
and Vic Christensen here. So we have 3 out of 4.
Okay. We'll move on to general public comment. Anyone with a non-agenda item comment, please raise your hand. And we'll take them in order in which I see them. Okay, I see Melanie.
It's a comment and a gripe a little bit. Has anybody did anybody get like on the list to buy Olympic tickets? Did you get the opportunity on the
It's not
email?
just, it's only comment, not discussion.
Yeah. So if you did, I got one. Ted got no, I got one. And I went and I'm disappointed because the mayor touted in LA 28 about these like tickets that are going to be inexpensive and everything and all that for LA residents. Nothing was inexpensive. This I got in the second day of sale, and most of them, the main events like swimming and the gymnastics and diving and all were gone already. Opening ceremonies and like the opening ceremony tickets, a lot of them were like $5,000 a seat. The closing ceremonies, there's tickets left for that, $3,500 a seat. Um, Tickets that the ones that were the cheap were ones that needed assistance or a wheelchair. Everything else was anywhere from $150 on up for tickets. So I just think it's really an injustice to the residents of LA for the Olympics being here that there weren't more fairly marketed prices. And so what you have is all the assisted seats. You could look at each event. All the assisted seats were gone. The mobility assistants and all the wheelchair seats were gone. So are people like lying to get the cheaper tickets, saying they need mobility assistance and getting in a wheelchair for the day in their cane? You know, it's sad. So the people that actually need those seats might not get them. So I just think I'm disappointed in LA 28. Very disappointed.
Thank you, Melanie, for your comments and appreciate the thoughts. Uh, Anyone else with a non-agenda item comment? I do not see any other hands up, so I am going to close out agenda item number 2, move on to item number 3, and there are a whole host of items under 3, A through I, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 items. Shall we, let's see, I'm looking at the consent items, which is the minutes, budget, March 2026 budget, approve or for a Zoom license. That's consent calendar, $275. And it looks like that are the 3. So if we can just go ahead and just go ahead and identify that those 3 will be on the consent calendar without
Yeah,
any
those are fine. And
objection.
basically what we did with the 275, the email that was sent out said 255, and then it said another price at the bottom of the email that it was 255 and change. And so they're all over the place. So we just decided to make it not greater than 275 to make sure there was enough funds to pay for the Zoom license.
That's cool. That's great. Okay, so C, D, and E are, like I said, without objection, going on the agenda. A is discussion to revote the Averill seat. Uh, this is a bylaws and elections issue. Now, I can't see
Adrian's here.
anyone's hand up. So does anyone? Yeah, I see Adrian, but I can't see if he has his hand up or not. So
No, he
Oh, he
doesn't.
doesn't.
He does. Yes, he does.
okay, there's Adrian. Adrian, you have a comment?
Um, Hello. Yes, I'm gonna ask that the executive committee not put this on the agenda primarily because I believe that there, there is a concern about the way the vote was taking place for the Averill seat. And so the question was that both applicants
Can't.
Your volume is.
voted at the same time.
I can't hear you, Adrian. You're.
Adrian, you're cutting in and out.
Hello.
Okay,
Hello.
that was okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes,
Hello.
that was okay. Can you hear us?
Now?
Yeah, you were all
Okay,
static.
cool. I can hear you. Okay. Hello.
Yes, so far that's good.
Hello.
We can hear
Okay.
you.
So there was a hello. Yeah. Okay. I can hear you too. Can I
All right.
speak?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. There's a concern that how the way the vote was taken, given that there was one candidate who was not able to attend. However,
Garbled
it
again.
became
We
that
can't
she was-
understand you.
Oh my
Adrian,
God.
if I can make a suggestion, maybe slow down the explanation so that the voice is caught up with or the sound is caught up with
Sure.
your desire. So
Let me
just slow
stay
it
in the
down.
one spot. Let me. Hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me? Okay. I'm gonna
Yep.
stay in one spot.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So there is a concern that how the vote was taken for the Averill seat was not done properly. And the concern is that because one of the candidates was not there, there still should have been a vote for that candidate that was not there. However, that candidate did not indicate that they still wanted to continue. I will say that there is nothing in the bylaws nor standing rules that say both candidates, if one show up, have to be voted at the same time. So I'll just ask that does this not be put on the agenda? And if anything, yeah, it's not be put on the agenda. So that's my comment.
Thank you, Adrian.
I am the one who put it on there and who had the concern. And the reason I did is because the one thing I want to know is why was it changed from voting for for two people to unilaterally just voting for the one? Because there is nothing in the bylaws or standing rules that requires that candidates appear at the meeting where the vote is being taken. Or in short, you don't have to be present to win. There is only a requirement that they be invited. So if the other candidate did not explicitly drop out, then they are still in the running. So the vote should not have been a yes/no between the one candidate who showed up. It should still have been between both of them.
Right. So it becomes a back and forth, right? Because
Not
you're
really.
saying, yeah, well, hold on. You're saying that there's nothing in the bylaws that say that they must appear. Well, I'm saying in the bylaws, there's something that says that if one doesn't show up, both have to be voted at the same time. Now, granted, yes, both of them were invited. I just sent out an email inviting both of them. So that part was met.
Okay, so did Christina say that she was no longer interested in running?
There was no indication that she said that she would consider still running.
Wait, say that again?
There was no indication that she wanted to continue to run for the seat. So no,
By virtue of what?
by her telling me that there was no interest of her to continue to run for the seat.
Okay, so she explicitly said she did not want to run for
Not
the seat
not
anymore?
not letter by letter, word by word saying I do not want to run. But there was no indication of her saying that I would like to continue to be a candidate.
If I can ask the question,
There was.
has there just a second, Vic?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Has there been any inquiry by Christina regarding her asking about why she was not voted in or out? Was there any has there been any communication about her regarding her interest?
No, the only interest was her just saying she wouldn't make it, and then in the email saying that again there was no indication that she wanted to continue or make it stately clear that I want to continue to be a candidate. But after that, no. There was no concern from her regarding that only Ben was voted and not her.
Well, I don't think the lack of her saying I want to continue should be interpreted as I don't want to continue.
I think, Vic, though, her not even checking to see what the vote was or reaching out to Adrian afterwards, also indicating when she was invited that she's going to be traveling a lot and that she may not have time. And so that was an indication that maybe this wasn't something that she was going to want to do. You know, read between the lines and then not checking when you come back. It's just kind of like, you know, and Adrian being the chair went with what he conveyed as her dropping out.
Well, nothing was mentioned either way at the last meeting. So if we're interpreting, or I won't say we because I'm not sure I agree, but if the interpretation was that she was dropping out, then that should have been mentioned at the meeting, not just that she wasn't attending the meeting, but that she was no longer going to run, because the interpretation I got when listening to the recording was, well, only one showed up, so we're only going to vote on that one. And there was no rationale for excluding the second person. So if that is the interpretation, then that needs to be clarified at the next meeting.
Well, we can clarify it, but I also want to make sure and emphasize, because this was some part of the conversation, there was, and correct me if I'm wrong, Adrian, but there was no communication by her that she would not be there and still had interest, right?
Correct, yes.
Well,
so
no, you said earlier that she did communicate that she would not be able to be there.
Yes, she said she's not going to be there, but she didn't indicate that she had interest.
But she also didn't indicate that she had no interest, just that she couldn't attend. You know, sometimes we can't attend a meeting and we say, okay, I can't attend a meeting because of whatever. You know, same kind of thing. If she did not indicate she wanted to drop out, then she should not have been excluded from the vote.
Lori has her hand up and so does Kane.
You want to go ahead? Let's let Lori and then Kane speak up.
Thank you. Good evening, board members. I want to point out a few things. At the meeting, nobody on the board objected to the way the vote was taken. 2, we haven't even seen this person. 3, Ben, who was selected, has been to several meetings. It's pretty obvious, okay, that he would have been voted in just for that. And I feel that Vic is nitpicking on this. We need to show more flexibility. We've waited a long time to fill this seat. And now because of this nitpicking, Ben has lost a month with the possibility of getting his cornerstone login and to get his training. So I just think sometimes you got to show some flexibility, and some things are pretty darn obvious. Nobody was going to select somebody who doesn't even show up or even have much of a candidate statement. So I think this is one of those cases where I think this is just kind of ridiculous to nitpick on something like this, and you should let the vote stand, send the roster in, and let this man get his training done. Thank you.
Kane, you're up.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I understand, why it's a discussion, or it's somewhat of an open sitting scenario. But I would ask that what is the recommendation of the chair, Adrian, as you led this effort? What would you recommend to remedy this?
To continue with Ben being a board member, that's my remedy because he was elected. And again,
Okay.
I agree that this is just nitpicking.
Well, and thank you. Yeah, thank you. It's an open issue. It's just an incomplete motion, and there was an oversight. I think it would be best that we move on. And thank you for the recommendation on how to move forward, Adrian.
Thank you,
Yes,
Kane.
thank you. And I would just, again, my final request is to ask the executive committee not to add item 3A to the agenda. Thank you.
So I think I'm hearing that there is leaning by people that the vote was taken and we should just go along with what the vote was, what it ended up being. And I think I've shared this with you also, Vic, maybe not, but I have had a lot of thought about it. And I do believe, because there was no mention that there was a interest, that we did what we needed to do to fill a very much a needed seat to be represented. So I am very, my heart is warmed by the fact that that we do have someone who has been sitting in our meetings since coming into the community, and I think we should go along with who we voted with. So with that, I'm gonna say that if you want to have a vote, Melanie, is your hand up again, or?
Yeah, it's up.
Okay. This will be the last comment, Melanie,
Okay.
and then
I've
let's
got
move
one,
on.
but I can't raise my hand.
My
Okay.
feeling is that Ben has been to a lot of meetings. He's been active already before he was even on the board within the neighborhood council. He's been to meetings. He's asked questions. He has been very involved in attending some of these committee meetings and everything. Already reached out to Christina about sustainability and everything. I think by virtue that the other person didn't even respond, even if she said she was traveling, and not correspond with Adrian after the fact of what the vote was. Did she get voted in? What was the results? None of that. No communication, so forth whatsoever. I think the seat, like Lori said, has been vacant long enough, and Ben is going to be an excellent asset to the board. And I think we need to move forward with him.
Okay. Victor, last comment.
You can call it nitpicking. I'm calling it grievance prevention. We've already had false accusations of selection elections being done improperly in the past. And I was just trying to prevent another way that somebody could have a legitimate reason to, accuse us of doing something the wrong way. And technically this was done the wrong way. But if you want to go forward and take the chance, that's up to you.
I will live on the edge.
I heard a comment from somewhere, from somebody. What was that?
Sorry, is my mic open? Sorry.
Okay.
If I can, this is Kane. I'd like to recommend that the person that was not able to attend the meeting, that they stay on the the slate or the list until they officially take their name off.
Adrian, you had?
Yes, I'll make this one final comment. That Vic, I understand and I do appreciate that, but I will say from a grievance process, being, and I'll be truthful here, being on another neighborhood council that has its fair share, very familiar with the grievance process. That grievances will only be considered if it is a violation of something written in the bylaws or standing rules.
Mm.
That is, and I did serve as a grievance panelist for Region 12, so I'm very familiar with the grievance process. And to Kane's point, I hear your point, but the vote was already taken, and there's no way to, recommend that. So that would be my final comment.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think we need to move on. I'm going to say that we will, we can do this by vote, but I kind of feel that we already know where it's going to go. But I certainly believe also that I think we really shouldn't continue trying to right or wrong that most people feel that there was no wrong in place. So just to make it official, could you take a vote count on this item, whether we're going to put it on the next agenda?
So the effective motion is putting it on the agenda?
For a revote.
What?
Well, that's what it says here, possible revote on April's seat. And so I just want to clear it up.
I'm confused as well.
No, what he's getting at is to make it official here, take a vote on whether it will go on the agenda and be revoted at the board meeting.
Yes.
So then that would mean a yes vote would mean add it, and then a no vote would be not to add it.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
That's why I asked how the motion is, so I could say exactly that.
Okay, yeah, I was on the same page. I was confused as well. Thank you.
So you want to go ahead?
Okay, Ray?
Vic? No.
Melanie?
No.
Vic, yes. Obviously it fails.
Fails. Okay. We are through with A, B, possible presentation. Have they come to us for that? For item B, Clearwater?
Yeah, they sent an email.
They did?
Yeah, and then that I replied to Vic when he said that when they reached out, I said that my concern is that the past few times that they've come to do a presentation, it's been a regurgitation of the same thing, rather than just making it a short and sweet presentation of what is new, and that is it.
You want
to do this long-winded regurgitation of the same crap over and over again, and it needs to be more of a simplified version of where they're at and what the next steps are, and that's it, period.
I have complete agreement in that if you're willing to convey that to them. Would you convey that to them and see what kind of response they get, or letting them know that that's how we'll get them on as a presentation? Melanie?
Hand is up. Vic, do you want to reach back out to them and tell them, or do you want me to?
I'll do it.
Okay, and just tell them that we're only interested in where they're at right now and where the next steps.
And of course, Vic, knowing Vic, he will do it with the utmost diplomacy and tactfulness.
Kane's hand is up.
Go ahead, Kane.
Good evening again. Yes, the Clearwater project communications persons also reached out to the Planning, Land Use, and Port Committee for presentation at the joint meeting, I believe happening on April 22nd. And so I just wanted to put that information into the conversation as well.
Okay, good. Thank you for that. Yeah, I think, in light of the work that they have been doing, I would imagine there are some good updates that we can benefit from, especially,
At the
I
very
would
least, the
hope.
tunnel.
I'm sorry?
At the very least, the tunnel situation.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
collapse, where they're at and all that.
but also if timeline could be updated so that we can have it and maybe even post it, if appropriate. But definitely, I'd like to know if their timeline has changed any, given the fact that they're deep into it. No pun intended.
Yeah, it's just maybe I'm wrong, but I just remember the other presentations, they went and did the same like PDF file of where it started, where it went, and all of that. We don't need all of that. We all know
Right.
we want to know where
I
it's at
completely
and where
agree.
we're going.
And when when we will see it complete, if there's a change, or remind us when they anticipate it being complete.
Yeah.
Okay. So Vic, you'll have that discussion with them, right?
Yep.
All right. Cool. Okay. Item B
I'll
is
CC you so you can see how diplomatic I am.
good. Good. I might be able to learn a few things in diplomacy and tactfulness. So
You had to qualify it.
okay. So we're through with B. We've gone through C, D, and E. F. And let's see, because the next ones are all the next three, F, G, and H, are budget and finance. Any comment, Melanie,
The
on these?
MER, just we didn't have it out because it only generates like the 5th business day of the month, and so we met on the 1st, so it has to go. It can't be on consent because we didn't have it yet because it didn't generate on the portal. The
Okay.
other two, so with the budget cutbacks, what has happened is Congress and budget advocates have been told to reach out to neighborhood councils because it doesn't look like at this point in time with the budget that they're usually the city gives $10,000 to Congress for them to hold Congress and $10,000 for budget advocates to hold budget day. And what it looks like is neither one is getting any money this year.
We're getting absolutely no money or any more money?
They are not getting the 10,000 that they get to do Congress and getting the 10,000 to do budget day. They usually get it every year, and it looks like they are not going to get that for this fiscal year to run either event. So what they've been told to do is reach out to neighborhood councils to get donations of $500 from each neighborhood council to get that $10,000 that they need.
So if I can ask a question, Melanie, our current budget allows, would we have
yes, right now we have 10,000. Let me see, $10,992 in our unallocated amount. So we have money to do it.
So if in fact we have it, but other neighborhood councils don't have it, will there be an expectation, or will they still run it because they got to hit a certain threshold? So if they don't get all the neighborhood councils, they're not going to ask neighborhood councils to give an extra.
No, they aren't going to do that. But I know for budget advocates, I'm not part of planning for neighborhood Congress, but for budget advocates, I know what we're doing is we're like cutting down and we're asking for donations, and rather if they can't give us 10,000, then donate the city some of the city stuff to us that we normally have to pay for, like janitorial services or security or this or that we have to pay for on budget day. Donate that to us, or have one of the councilmen donate it to us to alleviate some of those fees and costs to bring down the budget.
Okay. All right.
And I'm sure Congress will do the same.
All right.
But my feeling was on these two things that they aren't coming out of committee per se. we're putting them forward to the board because it should be a board motion and a board decision for us giving this money to both, in my opinion. It should be fully supported by the board.
Okay. For items F, G, and H, any public comment?
Kane's got his hand up.
Kane? Go ahead, Kane.
Thank you. My question is regarding the request for $500. Melanie, if will we get an accounting of the event, or
Always very transparent, Kane. There's always an accounting of the event. You can attend budget advocate meeting. You can attend budget day and see an accounting of it. It's all on their website, on the budget advocate website, the full budget once it goes up and what they use the money for. It's very basic. It's for rentals of everything, for lunch and breakfast for the day, for printing and lanyards and everything that they give everybody, you know, to identify who everybody is, all of that. Nobody makes any money off of it. I've done budget day several years in a row and helped run it, so it's very skin and bones actually for what you get.
Does that answer your question, Kane?
yes?
All right. Any other? I don't see hands. No other hands up?
Nope. Adrian had his up. I don't know if he wanted to say something.
Yeah, he put it back down.
Oh, you put it back down. Okay.
Okay. So what action would you like on these three items, Melanie?
It'll be a move and a second and a vote. We're going to have to do on all those because they aren't out of committee.
Okay. We'll take them. Can we do all three at one time?
No.
I
think we can actually do the budget advocates and the Congress, because there's one form that I have to fill out for it. So we can do those together, but the MER has to have its own vote count.
Okay, so let's, agenda item number, letter F, March 2026 monthly expenditure report. I move to approve. We need a second.
Second.
I think we've already had discussion, unless someone wants to make one last comment.
Move to approve what?
The monthly expenditure that MER that we normally say something about.
Yeah, but we're just going to put it on the agenda.
Going to put it on the agenda. The board has to motion and second it. The board has to motion and second it. We just put these things on the agenda and the board
put it on the agenda, right? I mean, that's what I'm understanding from you. You want?
Yeah, we don't have to vote to put it on the agenda. We just have to all agree that these are the things that are going on the agenda.
Oh, okay. Well, if that's the case, then let's just get them on the agenda and then move on. We're moving on.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to confirm, Melanie.
Okay.
Kane's got his hand up.
Kane?
Thank you. I have an item from the Planned Land Use and Port Committee that's coming up.
We're
not quite there yet, Kane. Could you hang on? We got one additional item to hit that's identified. So
thank you.
Let's do the last item. I approve standing rules amendments in bylaws and elections. Adrian, would you like to say anything about it? Say something about it?
There you go. Oh my God. No, there's only one standing rule left, and that's standing rule amendment 15. So just one more left, and that's it.
Was there the one that we didn't vote on, 212, that we had to refer from last meeting?
Right.
Because Vic wasn't present?
Yes, it's that one.
Yeah.
Yes, it's amendment 15 on my sheet. Yes,
Yes,
it's the
like
one that Vic was not there.
standing rule number 12 or something like that.
Oh, it's 12? Oh,
yeah.
I was off then. Yeah, it's the one that Vic didn't was not there for.
Agenda items, right?
Yes, and that was the one that was pushed to the next meeting.
And you got my revision to that?
I'll check again. If not, send it to me again.
Okay.
Perfect. That's it. And then I do have, okay, never mind. That's probably not on this item, but I do have one, something after. So I'm sorry.
Something to add? I mean,
No,
another
something
item to add?
well, no, it's not an item. It's more of, I don't know. I won't discuss it because it's not particular to this item.
Okay. All right. Well, since if that's going to be something a little bit different, and Kane had something he wanted to talk about, let's get Kane up. And Kane, you could talk about planning and land use.
Sure. Thank you. Planned land use and port committee, we have something that's still in committee regarding the San Pedro zoning letter, story map, letter of support. We're going to reconvene our, what I'll call local planned land use meetings. And we were successful in getting it on the calendar for this Wednesday. And so we'll be having a meeting, but something will be coming out. I asked, what's the latest to have something put on the agenda from a committee?
As soon as you get done with that committee meeting, email me the words that need to go on the agenda because it's going to go out Thursday.
Thank you very much.
And Vic,
Thank you, Kane.
and then Vic, you got and then on here, Ray, will be 2 CISs from public safety that I sent Vic that aren't on this yet, but they will be.
They will be on the agenda?
Yeah, there will be 2 CISs from public safety, one on e-bikes and one on the traffic signage for emergencies and stuff.
Yeah, they are already on the draft board agenda.
And could I say something? Is there maybe something we could do or on the public safety side about what is it we as a neighborhood council can do to advocate for better enforcement of our stop signs and stuff like that? I almost got run over again today.
I hear you. I hear you. There today up by where John's intersection is.
Right.
Somebody almost got hit up there today too.
Yeah. So I'm not saying that we need to have something on the agenda,
Right.
but I'm asking that perhaps maybe there can be some heavier advocacy from the council office, LAPD, Department of Traffic, or whatever.
I do know that I talked to Andy Rowe, who is the head of transportation, and what at CPAB, this last CPAB when I went,
Right.
and what he told me was, and like today he was out here and he was out the other day up on Capitol and he's been out on Berrywood sitting and trying to catch people running the stop sign and all of that. He said that they've been trying to up enforcement. They only have so many people to go out there and, monitor stop sign running and all of that. And they've got the speed cameras that are up. I'm going to have an update in my public safety package on that about the speed cameras that will be between 1st and 2nd on Gaffey that will catch people. And there's going to be some deployed all over initially in Los Angeles. And he basically gave me a QR code that we can scan to report stuff where stuff is happening. But he said that they're short on help, and so they're doing the best that they can. And I feel like that seems to be the fallback a lot lately for a lot of things is short of help, doing the best we can, short of help. I'll try and make a round if I can, and You know, because you aren't the only one.
No,
People,
I
the
understand.
neighbors are constantly complaining. Other people are complaining that it's really bad. And it
Well,
is. I've seen it all over.
well, maybe there is a strategy that can be developed through public safety. And I'm just throwing this out. I'm not saying do it or whatever, but what makes sense to you, that perhaps I'm going to say a survey, but it's actually if maybe we could post people on different corners, maybe some of your committee members, on, in the mornings or in the evenings or something like that, and just tick off how many cars went by and how many of them actually stopped, how many blew the.
This is
That's a good
supposed to be
idea.
an agenda setting meeting, not a discussion on public safety.
Well, I'm talking about we got to set an agenda at some point to do this, so I'm just making a
That's a good
suggestion
idea.
to be able to do that.
That's a good idea.
So anyway, we can move on from that.
Okay.
Uh, Kane, did I see your hand up for a second?
Just for a second, but thank you, Vic. It was we wanted to. I'll move it to the appropriate committee in discussion.
So anything else before we call it a night?
Adrian, did you have something else to?
Yeah, I had one thing. This is more of a budget and finance for the report. Maybe Melanie can help this, but Melanie, have you seen the new revisions to the city clerk funding program?
Yes. I was
Okay.
part of that group.
Okay. I'm a treasurer for Central and I'm barely finding out that those are revisions. Maybe it could be helpful to add something to the budget and finance report, just saying, hey, there's some revisions, because I had a conversation with Cheryl and she took some notes and she said that there were a lot of changes. And like, for example, there was one change saying that, some finance items cannot be consent calendared
This is
or something like that. So, I mean, I'm just wondering if that can be in the report, maybe just like an
Okay.
update on city clerk, because I'm trying to find it. I got to read the whole 43-page document, but I'm just wondering maybe that can be something helpful for others.
Yeah, I think it's a policy that I've gone by before, which is events, MPGs, things like that can't be consent calendared.
Okay. Yeah, no, but I'm sure there's other stuff in the new revised policy, but I'm just asking maybe if there can just be a small report, just saying, hey, and just highlight some of the major ones. Just a thought.
Yeah, because it doesn't affect the board really. It's basically the financial officers that it affects.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean,
They
just
don't
for
make
thought.
decisions as far as financing and things like that.
Okay. Yeah, just food for thought.
Okay.
All right. Anything else, anyone? Last
Yeah,
call.
I've got one thing.
Okay.
On the last board agenda, under the executive committee report, you wanted several things added, and I just want to see if you want them on this one or not. Phillips 66 update regarding the 90 to 120 day public comment period. Vincent Thomas Bridge update regarding postponement of community meetings. Cabrillo Beach Youth Center closure update, and discussion and possible action regarding committee makeup to encourage consistent meetings and attendance. Do you want any of those on this meeting agenda?
I think I'd like to take a look and talk to individual committee, or not committee member, but chair people for these things and have just get their feelings and discussion. So why do we not put those this time around?
Also,
But
we're under budget and finance. You have like the budget thing, whatever it is, some sort of thing for the budget that keeps trailing over and over underneath it.
Yeah, well, personally, I think we still should do it, but
It needs to come off for now.
whoops. That's the special meeting about the budget,
Yeah, we don't.
and I still think we should do it.
We
We should have done it a long time ago.
So
All right, that's the only thing I had. I just didn't know if you wanted those still on there.
Yeah, not this time around, but I want to have conversations with people.
And just for clarification, at this point we are leaving the Clearwater presentation up there, and we're just inquiring or suggesting that they give an update and not a rehash of the whole thing
Yes.
For this month or for
this month.
okay.
Yes.
Also, you need to know if they need the projector or not, because I have to grab it and bring it.
Okay. Vic, you'll confirm that in your discussion? Yep. Okay. All right. Anything else? Going once? Going twice? I don't see any hands. So thank you all for being here. Next meeting, May 4th, 5:30.
May the 4th be with you.
That's right. Followed by Revenge of the 5th and Revenge of the 6th.
Wow. That is way out there.
Long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. It's way out there, all right.
Yeah, I knew that was going to come. I set you up. I set you guys up.
Okay, guys. Melanie did that.
Nice week. We'll see each other next Monday.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
Alrighty.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.